Hey, there we are live. Let's kicking it
Hello.
off. Hey, Scott. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. It's been a little bit.
Has been a little bit, man. Seeing each other in person, even though we're neighbors, right? Right up the street from each other.
Yeah, right
We,
down the street.
you and I actually don't get to see each other much in person anymore. Today Scott, you're gonna have to help me with your last name, McGillivray. I
Like,
keep messing that.
yeah, that's all right. Scott McGillivray. You got it.
Okay, all right. I was close, right?
Yeah, you're
I was
close.
just, I just call you Doctor Scott, right? I mean, that's the
Yep,
easiest way of
yep.
doing it,
That's how we do it
right?
at the office too.
Yeah, that's perfect, right? And I'm so happy to have you on here. I was kind of looking for people to discuss, about this businesses and area. Obviously, you came to mind, and really you came to mind because not only because of the chiropractic services, but you guys are kind of unique to the way you do your services. So first off, let's start. For people who don't know who you are, why don't you tell me about you and your practice a little bit?
Oh, of course. Well, like we were just saying, my name is Dr. Scott McGillivray. I am one of the owners of Owl Chiropractic Center. Actually, the other owner is my wife, Dr. Lynn Strazo. We've been in practice now coming up on 8 years in March.
Yeah.
Time has flown by. But myself, I'm a transplant from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. Dr. Lynn and I met each other in chiropractic school back in 2010. Did some on and off dating throughout school and decided that, hey, once we got done, we were going to get this place going. And everything has been pretty smooth sailing as far as how we got it going, how the community in Lancaster has been wonderful to us,
Yeah.
especially the downtown community. So yeah, we're truly blessed to be here and have as awesome people to serve as we do.
Yeah, because I actually met your wife first, Dr. Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
through networking. And I
Mm-hmm.
was, searching for some chiropractic care, and mostly because I moved. I was with another chiropractor when I was living in Lidditz, and you just can't travel to Lidditz. So I found her, came in, and I was really just impressed, really, of the service level, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a, I've gone to other chiropractors where I go in, spend 2 seconds with you, literally just crack your back, neck, boom, out the door.
Yeah.
But you guys really focus. Tell me a little about, because even the scanning process. Tell me a little about your kind of holistic, philosophy that I really like.
Of course. So we're very neurologically based. Where our philosophy is that the nervous system controls every cell, tissue, organ in the body. If without the communication between the brain and those whatever tissues those nerves are going to, that's how we're going to have our breakdowns in health and not be able to heal correctly. And we have our chronic issues, whether it's on the organ level or musculoskeletal movements. Of course, neck pain, back pain, headaches. But we get very, very specific with our care, and that
Yeah,
includes using technology, state of the art technology, everything from digital x ray units to examine the spine to see what's actually going on. We find that in 30 to 40% of the population that we see, that there is some kind of bone anomaly, something that we really need to make sure that we know what we're working with. And or avoid if there's a bigger issue so that we can make sure safety is first and that we can make the most appropriate care there. Um, with thermography, with what you're asking about, is excuse me, my phone was ringing.
oh, it's good. It's good you're busy.
Oh yeah, it's always ringing. With thermography, what we're doing is we're doing it's basically a big thermometer that we're running up the back along the spine that is giving us heat and cold swings and differences there. It's allowing us to know where the blood flow is going, and it gives us a glimpse of what the central nervous system communication is doing. That way we can graph what's going on, if there's an actual interference to the spine, to see if it's something that we can handle
Yeah,
or not. And if it's something that we recognize it's out of our scope of practice and we really don't have, not that we're not confident in helping, but we
yeah,
see that, hey, someone involved, maybe a medical doctor, physical therapist, somebody else in holistic measures, naturopath, dietitian, whatever. We do a full scope examination. So we use those tools, and then we also use our brains. We have a consult with our patients, and it includes your first visit is 1 hour long,
yeah,
interview with the
yeah,
doctor, collecting all the information that we need. And so what we do with that information is we collect it, and then we process it, Every doctor in the house, it's myself, Dr. Lynn right now. We have student interns that we're educating to help them get their doctorate. Everybody
Nice.
takes a look at every patient that comes through, and we make a customized care plan with specific adjusting procedures for each person. So it's not the same thing for every person that's coming into our office.
Yeah.
So, person A is going to have a completely different experience of adjustment than person B, and it's all guided towards what they specifically need.
Yeah, I found that to be true because obviously, again, I was accustomed to going in where they just, just put you through the same rigor each time. For you, I'd come in and there'd be some kind of, maybe a neck issue, a lower back issue. You'd focus on that one spot, right? Or if I tell you, hey, and my shoulder's bothering me a little bit, you do something and kind of, go to that side or work on the other side or
Mhm.
whatever it might be. And I found it's funny because sometimes I'd leave thinking to myself, well, he didn't really do much. And the next day I'd be like, I felt really good. It's like you focused on exactly what I needed, not just like,
Yep.
slamming me around.
Yep. And that's one of the things that I love about what I do and what we do
Yeah,
here is that sometimes you come in and you'll tell us, "Hey, this is what's going on." And I might not work directly with what you're feeling, but I'm
yeah,
looking at finding the root cause of why that dysfunction is there, and that
yeah,
stems back into the nervous system. If your brain can't tell it how to work properly, it's going to start having its issues. It could be, hey, nerve to your shoulder's not working right, and now the muscles aren't working correctly, and then hey, you have some strain or tendonitis going on in one of the rotator cuffs, and that's down the line dysfunction. Rather than treat the end result, let's go back to the root cause of it. And the body is really what we're doing is unlocking the inner healing potential, that innate intelligence, that the that power that keeps us
yeah,
going and living.
yeah. It's so true too because every time I come in, you give me something a little bit more, a little nugget. Understanding my own biology of maybe one leg longer than the other, and maybe we need a lift in this shoe, and that helps correct. And because of that, you notice your shoulders down and this shoulder's up, and that's really neat. I really get a lot out of everything, and I think it's also important for some of the folks who've experienced the other way, right, where they're just cracking necks and everything else. It doesn't have to be that way, right? Because I
Mhm.
know I've known people who said, I'm just absolutely terrified of it, chiropractor, because they had that one experience that went down and they just gave them a big neck crack, and
Yep.
or maybe they left and they had strained neck because of it, or they tensed up when it happened, or so, I don't know,
Yep.
but um, I feel like you're a whole different type of care, I'm
I
always,
appreciate that, and
yeah,
that's really what I set out to be. And I was raised in the allopathic medical model. My
yeah,
dad's a nurse practitioner. My mom's a nurse. They've both been in all different areas
yeah,
of the hospital, working in private offices, the whole nine yards. So I was raised in that, and there's some things that I recognize. When your butt needs to be saved, go to the medical professional. When you're in really big trouble, that's
yeah,
what they're there for. But how do you maintain and how do you take care of yourself so that you don't have to go that route? Don't just wait for the machine to break down to fix it. Let's maintain it. We do a better job as a society today of maintaining our car than we do our own body. And
yeah,
that's where the education comes in. And that's why we pride ourselves on each time you're in, let's give you a little golden nugget of what you can do to prevent what you're experiencing, or in general, answer the questions of what can I do to make myself healthier. And sometimes it's, what I did a month ago is made a request for a patient to read a book. It's called It Starts with Food. He took the book, read it, took it to heart, and
yeah.
30 days later, he lost 32 pounds, and he's completely different. His energy level,
Wow.
acne clears up. It's more powerful than just giving an adjustment. That the
Yeah.
knowledge is really the purpose of being a doctor, is to educate first, and then if they can't figure it out, then let's intervene and do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do enjoy the family environment too when I come in there. Having your wife working there, and of course all the gals that are there helping you out front desk, are a lot of fun as well. But I'm seeing kids, everyone from babies up to, older adults, being part of your practice and whole families. That's the other neat thing. I see, mom bring in 3 kids and everybody's getting adjustments. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I couldn't imagine not seeing children in practice. They bring the energy. They just give you that little pump up that you need in the middle of the day after you're doing the same stuff, over and over, and having those adult conversations. They come in, they think everything is so cool, and it just brightens up our day. And that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize about chiropractic is, yes, it's totally appropriate for children, and it's not going to be the same kind of big, heavy adjustments that you or I might require, or an athlete would require, or especially adult in general. They're very gentle. The youngest baby that I've ever adjusted was my own daughter. Minutes after she was born, and it's the amount of pressure that it takes to adjust that bone at the top of the neck is as much pressure as you can put on your eyeball, before it starts to get painful. So it's really gentle. They respond really well. So babies with colic, sleeping issues, kids with bedwetting issues, there's all kinds of different benefits, and there's all kinds of different literature articles that we can hand out to patients and people that are wondering about that for kids, or even up into adults, athletes, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So you guys are located in a pretty cool spot. You're right off of Walnut, right? Walnut Street.
Yeah. We're right at the corner of Walnut and North Shippen. We're actually in the North Shippen Place condominium. We're right at the main level of the street. Our door faces North Shippen Place, right around the corner from the Lancaster Brewing Company.
Brewery. If anyone needs to know, just go to the brewery, look up the street on the corner. There you are.
Yeah, we're down the street a little bit. So
I've been guilty of going and grabbing a beer before coming to the office. So come visit you.
Had a patient. I should start a brewery and just serve beer while we're waiting here, because our patients really do love our environment. We try to keep it bright and cheery and interacting, and our patients have come in and said, "Hey, we're the cheers of chiropractic," so to say. Yeah. And they said, "You should serve beer here to be the full experience." I don't think that's anything we're going to be doing, of course, but it's good to hear those things and have some fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I like you. You and I are personal friends as well, but I really enjoy your wife. I mean, she's a talented chiropractor as well, and she brings a great energy. Most of the times when I was there getting my milestone, benchmark kind of measurements and stuff like that, she and I had spent some time together, and she knew that my wife and I are having a baby, and all that kind of stuff. So we had great conversations. And
she's honestly the brains behind the operation. She keeps this place going.
I'm glad you said it, not me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She keeps this place going for us. Obviously, I do a lot of more of the hands-on patient interaction day to day. She's behind the scenes keeping us going. She's doing all the promotional things. She's keeping the office running, keeping things organized, making sure that everything is billed appropriately. She is, without her, this place wouldn't be happening. So, I can't say anything different than what you did. You like her, I like her even more.
Yeah. and now it's on record. She's the brains behind everything.
Yeah, it's totally
we said it here. Yeah, exactly. So tell me a little about, right? Because this is always I like to know, and I ask people, like, what's new, what's trending, what's the vision of chiropractic care kind of going forward? Is there technology? Is there methods? Is there treatments? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing with chiropractic is there's something for everybody. Just because we talk and say, hey, we have this very specific method of doing it, maybe it's not for you. There's all kinds of different chiropractors out there, from very, very light touch where you barely know that they even did anything to you, and it has a powerful effect. And then you have the guys that are out there, cracking necks left and right, put you on your side and popping bones, and that's great too. It's the purpose of it is to get people back on their feet, give them their life back, improve their function of their body. People think it's just for aches and pains and things like that. There's so much more to it. I've seen people that came in with wheelchairs and walkers that literally same day came in with a walker and then threw it in the back of their car and danced it to jump in the driver's seat. So, there's more reward to it than just aches and pains. If you're going to a chiropractor just for aches and pains, you're only getting a tiny percentage of what the full benefit is. It's really about staying in the preventative and full wellness perspective.
Yeah, it's amazing too. Especially we live in a world where a lot of us just go home, we sit on a couch, we sit in a chair all day long for work. And then we sit in the car, and then we go home, we sit on the couch.
Getting that tech neck going.
Yeah, really. We really. I gotta mean, there's your trend, right? I mean, you have a whole generation of clients coming up, right? Everyone's got the tech neck now.
Oh yeah,
I can't even imagine.
It was in one of my presentations that I do in the workplace for workplace wellness is we talk about ergonomics a lot, and then look at, depending on where you're looking at in the population, it's somewhere between 66 and 90% of people that have this forward head posture. And you look at the trend.
I'm guilty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I stare at x-rays on the hours that I'm not with patients. So I'm sitting on my computer. That's just the trend of humanity. Everything's going technology. We're doing a meeting instead of face-to-face in front of a camera. We're doing it over, Skype.
Yeah.
And, that really does, I think, set more of a demand of chiropractic just on the postural, mishaps that we program into our bodies. I do see clinically that it is rather difficult, more difficult than the person that's out doing more of the manual labor to manage a person, compared to sitting at a desk. It's harder to manage that person sitting at a desk at a cubicle all day long or sitting in their car all day long than is the person that's up and moving around. Those people that are up and moving around, or at least getting out to exercise more, those are the people that are pulling out of their problems faster. And, we recognize that. We customize our care plans for that so that people know what to expect, how many visits it's going to take for them to get out of the funk that they're in. And, to answer your question before, I don't think I directly answered it. Where's chiropractic going?
Yeah.
I really hope to see that chiropractic follows trends and keeps up with the Joneses in technology. Yeah. I think that medicine does a great job of keeping up. They have the newest, greatest things coming out all the time. And, chiropractic, some chiropractors, they take x-ray. Most chiropractors are not taking x-ray. And I feel like there's maybe a lot more to add and being specific and really helping people in a shorter amount of time if we were to use the technology in the appropriate basis.
Yeah.
So technology is one of those, or technology of x-ray is one of those things that's coming along. The more and more the advanced x-ray, the less and less radiation is being used, and that concern, in my opinion, is really being minimized compared to some of the environmental exposures and food exposures and toxins that
in our
mouths every day. So I really feel like our profession can, get it together a little bit better as far as using technology. In our office, we're using the best methods that we know to keep up with that technology push.
Yeah, I think the barrier to entry for a lot of this technology is probably, the cost of the barrier to entry is probably coming down. For a lot of chiropractors who are one person, running out of, running the whole show, they have that apprehension of investing in technology. That what I liked about you guys is you started off with it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like your practice, grew and over time you adopted. It was like, this is how we're going to do it. This is the model that we want. Yep. And I was always impressed by that.
We're not recreating the wheel. This is stuff that's been in research and developed since the beginning of chiropractic. It's just the methods that we use. Dr. Pierce, it's called the Pierce Results System of chiropractic. It really is taking the best of all time and putting it together and using these methods in a specific way so that we can shorten the amount of visits it takes to get somebody out and be able to monitor past the point of having symptoms and say, hey, this problem's still going on, whether you feel it or not. And now let's manage this so that it doesn't come back to haunt you and take your life away again. So
it's a good way of putting that, right? Kind of, because I think a lot of times you probably see somebody or start seeing somebody when they've already pretty gone down that path of, the needing help, right? And they're probably in a lot of pain. Now, granted, you look like a superhero, quickly, right? But also, a bit of prevention can go a long way as well. Just kind of keeping up. So,
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's really cool. I just I really like your practice. I really like your techniques. I think the two of you are just wonderful people. So I really wanted to kind of reach out to you and talk a little bit.
I totally appreciate it.
Yeah,
We love having you around.
yeah,
I think it was BNI that we all came together
yeah,
and met, and that's
yeah,
how we do it. You just got to keep in touch with people, and that's what we like to do. We like to highlight other businesses in our office too. If
yeah,
we can refer, we refer to our patients, and use our patients' businesses for whatever we can, and refer along to other patients.
yeah.
That's how
Appreciate
the
that.
great community of Lancaster goes. It's
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. We do have a great community and good set of circle of influence around us, which really helps.
mhm.
So thanks for that. So I, really wanted to, how this whole thing came about is this whole PA Business Spotlight is actually sponsored by Smoker and Company. It's a CPA firm here in Lancaster County. They're headquarters in Leola, but they have offices throughout the county. But they also own Keystone Credit Services, which is a debt collection. They own Smoker Guard, or partnered with Smoker Guard, which is a law firm. One Source Business, which is where I'm sitting today, down on Duke Street, is a business brokerage and business valuation. We do succession planning, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we just kind of wanted to give back to the community by showcasing our friends and different community leaders. So I consider you a business leader beyond the fact that you are, a doctor in the chiropractic business, but as far as kind of giving forward, as they say. So, I want to just quickly bring up your website. It's got great information. Obviously, there's a lot of information about new patients, and get able to learn about Scott and Dr. Lynn, of course, and
Yep.
they're in a great location, very cool, fun spot as well. And it's just the website's owlchiropractic.com. Is that it?
Yep. Owlchiropractic.com, OWL chiropractic.
Yeah,
You see it right up there. We also check us out on Facebook. We're on Instagram.
yeah.
We are getting our YouTube channel geared up to
Oh,
help
nice.
people out
All
with some
right,
education, some stretching and tips and tricks, that kind of stuff.
nice.
We've really ramped up. We've promoted one of our office CA's chiropractic assistant, Amanda. She's taking on some of our marketing stuff so that we can interact
Good.
with the community more so educational things, let people know what we're all about, and widen the scope of the word of mouth, so to say. I
Yeah.
know 95% of our business is based on word of mouth, people sending their friends and family in. So now that we're almost 8 years with the ground running, we're able to expand
Yeah.
some of these other things.
That's
So
amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So thanks again for coming on. And anybody who's watching these types of interviews are going to be going out about twice a week, just typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right around 1 o'clock. And we're gonna if you see these videos and you think of somebody who would be a great interview, please contact us. We're always looking for somebody to talk to, and it doesn't have to be just here in Lancaster County, but obviously PA, anywhere. And we just want to kind of give back to those who are driving businesses in our community. So Scott, once again, thanks, man.
thanks. I think
Great,
this is a great thing you're doing for everybody. So keep it going,
thanks,
Ben.
man. Yeah, and then once it gets a little warmer, you and I have to get our daughters out and
Hey,
do a little playtime.
right, exactly. You get your wagon out, I'll get Ellie's out, and we'll go for a walk. Go for some
Exactly.
hikes or something.
I love it, man. I love it. Hey, again, thanks everybody. Have a great day.